You grew up at this racetrack. Did you ever really think you'd be a World 100 winner? Was it even in your brain as a kid?
No, not really. You know, whenever you sit up in those stands and you dream of being where Scott or Jonathan or Dale or
Good job. I raced you take come dad more.
But you dream of being here and racing with these guys and being respected, and it's no, to answer your question, no, you don't ever think about being a World 100 champion. You know, it just seems like such this high step in your career, and I don't know, I guess I just found myself in the right place at the right time tonight.
Do you think it extenuated a night like tonight when you watched the heartache of your dad being so close here? You think it made it, you realize how much more important, how damn hard it is to win this race?
It is. It's the hardest race to win in the world, I feel like. You know, I've tried several times, been here a lot, won some prelims, and just on Saturday never could quite do my job or have the balance to be able to win it. And I knew where we took the green tonight, and I was able to kind of just ride around there for the first 30 or 40 and take the lead, and felt like I was pretty good. I knew we were going to have a shot, and Jonathan passed me, and you think, oh man, there it goes. You know, I knew it was going to be a tall task to get back by him, and I was just able to let her all hang out around the top there and just get one good run on him, and that was what it took.
They were turning the Jumbotron on and off. There at the end, they turned it off altogether. They wanted to leave. Does that, your style, did that affect you at all there late?
No.
Can you look at the Jumbotron while you're racing?
You can, but it's hard.
Boy, I can't. Too busy.
You can, but it's hard. But no, not really. Whenever I took the lead, there was no way I was slowing down. I was going to give it all I had, and really I caught myself overdriving a little bit. I got off of 4 one time and about got into the wall, and I just kind of told all right, you know, calm down. You just got 7 to go here, and you're better to make 7, you know, pretty good laps than 6 really good ones and 2 really bad ones. So it was there was some discipline it took there at the end, but like I said, I'm just so thankful to be a part of the Rocket One Racing Group and Rocket Chassis and Mark Richards, and Mark's tried for a long time to win this race, and I'm just the blessed one to be able to deliver it for him.
Caution comes out as you're coming to the white flag. How do you reset it? What happens?
I said every cuss word there was to say. But I don't know. I knew that bottom was getting a pretty good restart. I had beat Jonathan on that bottom a couple times, and then Jonathan beat me on the bottom. He killed me a couple times on it, and I just knew if I could get a good start, get to the top quick in 1 and 2, and just don't make any mistakes, I knew that I was going to have a shot. But it doesn't take any pressure off. Whenever you got a guy like Jonathan and Dale behind you, you're running for all you got.
We had those tires popping. We had some front runners go by the wayside, some contenders. Did you ever have any concerns as you start seeing Bobby have issues, and you see these other guys, they're going hard into the fence? Did that affect your style or your approach at all?
No, not really. It was kind of, I was wondering what was happening. I didn't know. Bobby doesn't really make mistakes on the top, so I knew maybe something had to break. But yeah,
I done poured water on it. That's what I was gonna do. I knew you did me, so I just passed the torch.
But yeah, I didn't know exactly what was going on with them guys. But whenever Bobby fell out, I knew that was one contender that was gonna make it a little easier. And so I don't know. Whenever Jonathan got by me, I just I knew that I had to run for all it was worth to try and get back by him. And once I did, I was gonna try and do my best to not make any mistakes. So
when you get out of that car, Joel gets to you, he's crying. Mark Richards is crying. I didn't know Mark was capable of crying. And you see the emotion from that team. Did it get that much more real?
It did. It just shows you the passion that they take into what they do and how long they've been coming here trying to win this race. Mark told me on the podium it had been 50 years this year. It was 50 years he'd been coming here trying to win this race, and I'm just the very blessed one to be able to deliver that to him.
Jonathan, you get to the lead. I think a lot of people, probably me included, here we go. Here's number 6. What was the missing piece to keep that from happening? I know he drove his butt off. Was there anything that went away on the car? Did you get in the wall? It was kind of hard to tell from the infield.
No, I didn't get in the wall until after he passed me, and trying to run him back down. He just got up there and got a little bit more that I didn't know was there. Him and one or two others are the best at running the fence, and I just ain't quite as good as they are, and I just wasn't set up to do that really, or he probably wouldn't either, but he just done a really good job. I just bided my time. I played my cards that was dealt to me, and it was really easy at the first of the race, and let them take off, and I just slowed my pace down, tried to keep the edges on my tires, and then just methodically worked my way up past a couple restarts, and then I would just ride in that position until I got to second there and I could move around. And I found the top down there on that end, and he just wasn't able to move yet because he'd been leading the whole race. So I found the top and got by him, and then I was running pretty hard actually, and I wasn't pulling away from him any. So just trying to move around just a little bit to find a little bit extra to get a little bit of gap there, and then he obviously just found a little bit more up on the top. I'm sure it just packed harder and harder up against the wall, and he just got moving there pretty good. And I didn't realize that he was coming when he threw that slider, and kind of surprised me. I throwed one back and we went back and forth, but I just wasn't good enough to hang with him.
Caution with 2 to go. Same question to ask Hudson. What kind of game plans are going through your head? Did you think you had anything at all for him on that restart?
Sure. I mean, I ain't gonna give up. I just needed to get a better restart. I thought he might have spun the tires just a little bit, but my motor didn't really die, but it didn't take off just the way I needed. I need to be beside of him when we got to turn 1, and he was about 3/4 of a car in front of me, and I didn't know that I had that much spoiler knocked off, or I would have never tried to turn back to the bottom. I'd have just railed the fence the whole time. But so it just didn't work out. I thought I had a shot, obviously, but it was going to be a long one.
It wasn't that long ago. It's hard to believe because you won so many races here now. It wasn't that long ago you got your first World 100. You still remember that feeling sitting there where he's sitting right now?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's tough to win here. Like I've told everybody, this is an event. Like it starts on Thursday, and you've got to play your cards right. You can't tear your car up throughout the week. There's a lot of laps that just get to the feature, and he does a really good job. Yeah.
Your guy that sees I'm gonna have the same question for you, Del. So get ready.
It's okay. I can't remember mine. It was 18 years ago. How old are you?
23.
Oh God, he was 5.
He's just 39.
That makes you feel good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I know it. Remind me.
You're a guy that gets the big picture. You said the SRX deal, which was big for our sport. It opened a lot of eyes to it. I know you came to win this race tonight, but seeing Hudson and Mark and that up there, what's your thoughts on for our sport? It feels like our sport got a shot in the arm tonight, and as we get into some big paying races, maybe some eyeballs have stepped away. Maybe they're interested again. And I feel like Eldora got one for the ages tonight. Just what's your feel of the overall vibe of this place here tonight?
It was definitely good. They changed the racetrack up. I guess all the naysayers kept complaining about, the racing wasn't any good or whatever. Of course, we all know it wasn't good at the Dream, but I told Mark, if anybody else deserving of winning this thing, it's definitely him for how long he's tried to win it, how much he's put in the sport. He's put his heart and soul in this sport going up and down the road, and with his company, and he's logged a lot of miles up and down the road, and a lot of miles around the racetrack. So it's definitely deserving for him and his team. Like you said, he told me it was his 50th year too. So that was definitely cool that it came on that milestone.
Dale, I feel like you passed 8,000 cars at this racetrack in the past decade. Tonight, you were right there on the edge of maybe not getting in the feature night, but you do.
Yeah.
And it seemed like the first half of the race, because I picked you, I probably jinxed you again. I felt like the first half of the race, you picked up a few spots, but not much. But that car came to life the second half. Did the track come to you, or did you find us where you needed to be on it?
Well, after I got lapped, after Huddy lapped me, I didn't get my lap back then, so I thought, well, I'm gonna stay out here and see what I can do. So I started moving around a little bit and got a break on that restart, and then we had a caution immediately after that. So I got my lap back, and then I really didn't know. We've struggled really getting the balance with that car all weekend, and so finally, we made some gains on it. Shane, he was out there throwing his arms up in the air saying he didn't know what to do, and I didn't know what to do, so he threw some stuff at it and it worked. But being able to come, I just ran the middle the whole race. I really couldn't run up top. I'm too old for up there, some younger guys, but I could venture up there just a little bit and come back off of it, but I really just ran the middle of the racetrack and was able to get some brakes and come up through there. I really don't know what happened. I was just trying to keep the car under me, keep it straight, and take care of my tires. Like Jonathan said, you really try to take care of your tires. When you're in the back, I had to run harder earlier than I liked because you're just trying not to go a lap down. But anyway, it all worked out for top 3.
This season you're giving these guys a hard time. So you got 20-something, you got not even 40-something. And you keep saying this might, this could be the last one. It feels like you're getting better and better as time goes on. And to be up here with these guys, what do you think that says about what you and your brother accomplished?
Well, he's worked his tail off, and I don't do much at the shop, and he'll give me a little grief. I don't go to the shop very much, but I told him I earned all that when I was younger, when he was a kid, and I was in the shop working, So it's fun. It's fun. I'm enjoying it, but probably next year. I mean, we'll just kind of see what happens, but it looks like next year may be our final one, and not going to do a retirement deal because I may go race something, but it's fun when I'm home and I'm not racing. I'm watching these guys. The sport's in a great place. I'm a fan of these guys and some other guys because they're just fun to watch, man. They race hard and put on a great show, and so I'm honored to be a part of it.
That led into my final question for you, Del. I feel like social media's gotten brutal here lately. And maybe sometimes it's justified, sometimes it's not. There's been comments that our sport is broken. Do you feel like late model racing right now is broken? I know there's always room for improvement, but do you feel like it is broken?
No, not at all. I don't think, I guess everybody has their opinion, but I think most of those people who are talking have got 2 or 3 TVs set up watching what's going on, right? If they're not at the racetrack, how would they know it's broken if they're not watching it every week? Or how would they form that opinion? So the product is good. These guys put on a good show, and we have car owners that we need to thank that are really putting the effort out there, like Mark. Congratulations to him, by the way. Mark and I have been close for a lot of years. I was in a rocket car when I won it back in '05. But guys like him, it's put a lot in it, it's just, I don't think it's broken. I think there's some things that need to be addressed. Everybody's got their opinion, but I think it's a great product. It's a great product. It's aggravating as ever to try to compete in it because it's tough, but that's what makes it so good. So I think we're good.
Hudson, last thing I've got for you, and I know these guys have some questions. Beginning of the year, it's an honor when you get that call to drive that one, but now that you won the world, do you feel like the weight of the world's off your shoulders a little bit? What was that pressure like? Do you think people realize?
After that caution, you felt like.
Yeah.
After that.
Do you think
Not at that caution, he didn't.
I seen the 5 to go, and my shoulders started getting wider and wider, and then the caution came out, and then it crushed me in my seat.
But the pressure to go drive that blue one, do you think anybody that hasn't sat in that seat realizes what it is to carry on that legacy?
Yes and no. I feel like the guys sitting up here with me, yeah, they get it, and they know the pressure that comes along with it. But me, as a naive kid, no, I had no idea. I thought I did whenever I went to Florida, and then we come out of Volusia, and man, we're just awful. And I'm not comfortable. The team isn't comfortable. Everything's just going wrong. Whatever can go wrong goes wrong. And yeah. The only thing I want to do is curl up in a ball and go home. You know what I mean? And then obviously we've kind of built, and now I've gotten used to it. But whenever you come here, being in that position with Mark and everything, and him chasing this race for so long, there was a little bit of added pressure, especially whenever we're so good, and we've been good all week, and then you start on the front row of this race. Yeah, I definitely had some butterflies whenever we rolled out there for the feature. But once the green flag drops, it all goes away. It's just racing once you take the green flag. All that worry, all the stress, everything goes away. When caution comes out, you have a little time to think about it. But
especially with 2 to go.
Yeah. But other than that, it's once we put these helmets on, I'm sure these guys can attest. Once you put these helmets on, all the worries, anything goes away, and it's just racing after that, and that's what I love about this sport. You're in your own little world whenever you're out there, and then whenever you accomplish something like this, and you get out and you see all the people high-fiving you and cheering, it's really special.
Hudson, I think one of the things I noticed right away before you even got out of the car was how excited your dad was for you. He was one of those pumped up guys out there yelling and screaming. Describe the emotion and the race that you guys felt. You had a big hug in victory lane together. Describe that feeling knowing that you were able to finally win this race after he tried so many times and you're able to do it now, just 23 years old.
Yeah, he came so close so many times, leading when break or had a chance and cars didn't maybe play right or so on. But he came here, kind of has not the history of Mark, but kind of like Mark, came here and tried and just never could quite get it done. And he's he's told me for years that he wants me to win it more than he wanted to win it. And so it was special, the moment that we had up there. It reminded me of the first Lucas Oil race I ever won on the front stretch of Magnolia, kind of the similar deal. And I'm just so happy he was here to witness and be a part of it. And I'm sure I'm going to go up there and hang out at his camper and savor this night just a little bit longer.
And JD and Dale, you got a very young men's center right in the middle of you there. Was it kind of you guys got to see the sport right now as you watch the younger guys like Pierce and Hudson and Moran kind of coming up now and competing with you guys, the veterans of the sport, giving you the next generation of the challenge at these big races?
Yeah, obviously it's in a good place. Whenever we're done, it's going to be handed over in good hands for sure. They do a really good job. It's amazing how quick they've learned and everything. Like, it took me forever to compete at a level like this. These guys are catching on really fast, so it's awesome.
I feel like as long as we got that youth, we got strength in the sport, and so I think there's a lot of young talent out there, and they can learn so much from their people that they've watched. I know Hud watched guys and learned that he's racing against now and learned from it, and so I feel like that. And when they're able to do that, and take it and work with it and build something out of it, and have opportunities come up like with him driving the Rocket House car and things like that. He's done a great job. So I think we'll see more and more of those young guys do it, and I think we need to try to keep that youth in it. That's one of the areas that we need to work on. We need to keep it where we can keep those young guys coming.
Is Mark ever going to pack a part on the front straightaway again?
Never.
No.
Never.
He's actually making that spot blue.
Yeah. Whenever he was rolling across the racetrack, I wasn't there. But whenever he was rolling across the racetrack, he said that he was looking down here and he said, you know what? Never won the world. Time to change it up a little bit. So we went to the backstretch and that's the blue, big blue will never be on the front straightaway again. I promise.
That's funny. That's not the story I got. One of the dirt car officials told me that he was trying to cut the line and they sent him back or something.
I think it might be some truth to that.
Yeah.
Oh. There you go. I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't there, but that was the story I heard.
There may be a smidgen of truth to that.
Hey man, he just drives the car.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Any other questions for our top three tonight?
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Thank you.